Hi, I'm Glenn Whipp with the Los Angeles Times. HBO's comedy Veep is back in its 4th season. Joining us today, Anna Chlumsky, Emmy nominee from last year. And this year, I would imagine you have a lot more even going on with this character.
You know, it really, I think when we were filming it, you know, like anything, you're so present and in it that you don't really notice it until you pull back. And yeah, the whole roller coaster ride is full on for Amy this season, and I'm so thrilled that it's actually translating, because sometimes you don't know what's gonna end up in the final edit, and yeah, Amy's going through it.
Well, I mean, Amy, Selena Meyer's chief of staff,
yes.
but wanting so bad to be the presidential campaign manager. And up until, I mean, I think they broadcast 7 episodes now.
Yeah, we're all caught. Yeah, we're at that point now.
And in that 7th episode,
here she goes.
She emerged.
She got her victory.
Yeah.
Yes, Phoenix. She rose from the ashes, for sure. Yeah.
So you have to wonder on Veep, are there any victories? Because victories seem pretty...
That's part of it. And actually, if I recall, you know, I think, well, I remember when we were filming that episode, and that was definitely in my head the whole time of like, kind of, well, I want this, but now, you know, like, if I got it, yes, good for me that I'm, you know, victorious, I got what I wanted, but yeah, there's always that really deep knowledge and warning that, well, you know, did you really want this?
Right.
Like, you know, careful what you wish for. And yeah, I think everybody kind of goes through that on our show at some point.
Yeah, I mean, that really seems to be, I mean, very applicable to Selena this year. I mean,
yeah.
You watch, I mean, we knew going in that her running for president would be just, the material would be just awesome.
Oh, exactly.
But it makes you wonder, what sane person would want to do this to themselves?
No, I don't think any. I think you do have to be, I mean, I won't go so far to say every politician's insane, but there is an alternative sanity, I think, to anybody who is okay with that much scrutiny and that much chaos in their lives, and also the idea that, you know, I always think about, yes, she wants the victory for the sake of being, you know, of being president someday. That's, I think, what so many people have the ambition to do in that realm. However, you do think as a citizen, gosh, well, are you looking forward to governing? Like, once you get there, like, once you win and have that victory, do you have some plans? And, you know, like, is that what you're, you know, do you want to make a change in government and make an impact in government and how societies run, or is it really all just about the win, you know? And yeah, I think our camp is very much about the win, and Amy and Dan certainly, it's like, ooh, that's it for them, is they just want victory all the time.
Well, everything seems very pragmatic, like the episode early in the season where she's crafting her speech that she's going to run, and all the concessions she has to make in that. And I think that's such a well edited episode. Again, we had so much material and so much going into that, very much kind of a meta version of putting that speech together, where, you know, there was so many places that she was coming from and so many people that were fighting her that the episode really did kind of explore, I think, and I think Julia executed it, as always, marvelously, just that struggle and that internal, like, fight that she has. I think we got an idea that maybe Selena does want to govern and does have agendas and things that she wants to push forward. And, you know, it's heartbreaking a bit, you know, to see dreams just slowly get crushed. Even if you know it, you know, she knew it was going to happen, but, you know, it's almost even more heartbreaking that it's like, I know that this is going to get chipped away, but God, I got to fight for it anyway. Yeah, I mean, as sharp as the satire and the comedy is, you do occasionally get those very human moments of dreams crumbling, or you know, you see her alone there as she's going to have to take out the universal health care portion and throw this one woman under the bus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, that's what makes it a satire and not just, you know, opera buffa. You know what I mean? And not just farce, because because it does have to bite a little. And I think in order to bite, and I think Armando Iannucci and all of our writers are some of the best satirists that we have today, and what they do, it does need to hurt a little. It does need to kind of just, it's got to leave you laughing to fight from crying, you know.
Right.
And the laughing is good.
And you talk about the scrutiny, I mean, which is so intense now. I mean, you see Selena like walking the line, and she picks up a baby.
Yeah.
And little does she know that this baby belongs to this mom who has an issue with fracking.
Yeah.
And she wants Selena to address fracking.
Yeah. And also, and that speaks to, I think, something that that we all noticed within The Loop and in Arm's other show, Thick of It, and in our show, that, you know, the expectations of one person to know everything about every subject that matters to anybody at any given time, you know, it's a noble effort that a candidate would make to be that on it, but it can't be 100%. I mean, you have to be a robot to know exactly what to say at any given moment. So, you know,
but Gary's always there to.
Gary's always. Gary does know everything about everything. Like, that's what's amazing about. Yeah, Gary's incredible. He just really knows. I guess he knows how to use his resources to their best abilities. That must be one of his secrets to success.
He just needs a new shoulder now.
Poor guy, right? Oh my gosh.
And you, in that episode, you wind up with the baby briefly in your arms, and you're like, and it just illustrates sort of like Amy just really having trouble with what we would call the normals.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, she can't. Amy has chosen the path that she's on very purposefully, and that's because it's the only one she feels comfortable in, and it's the only one that she only feels, I think, happy winning, or at least trying to win at something, and succeeding at that. And so I think, you know, the adrenaline rush that kind of a life, that being at that level in office can be, and trying to pull the strings and stay on top of things and put out fires, that's what she feels good at. But yeah, like breathing, horrible at it, horrible. And then let alone holding another thing that breathes, like, forget it. She's just, and I think, you know, there's those, I think she's probably very mad at herself for not being able to handle those things. I think
in those rare moments of self-reflection.
Oh, it's just like, it's the worst type of exposure, I think, for her. It's like, don't show everybody my weakness. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite moments from this season so far was like when she throws the dinner party. She's kind of trying to convince everybody to sort of line up behind her for campaign manager.
Oh,
but yeah, you see her. Has she ever been in the kitchen, do you think, of her?
No, I mean, well, like, let's just play for a second, because I've never even really thought of it. I think possibly, you know, she has like a really old package of like smoked salmon in like the drawer of her like refrigerator. You know what I mean? And like maybe that's it. Like that's she did that one day.
Not even mustard. Not even.
No.
Yeah,
oh no, I don't think she likes condiments. But maybe, you know, maybe capers. I don't know. But yeah, like she.
That's the go-to thing that's always left in the refrigerator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she, you know, the dinner party. Oh God, we had so much fun with that. That was a really good time. And also, I don't know if, how plain it is to the eye on the first viewing, but if you watch it a few times, you'll notice that all the chairs are different for her dining set, because you know, we thought about that during we workshop our episodes, and this is an example of what we find out in these workshopping sessions, is that, you know, we were sitting down and I was like, okay, you know, we're all sitting at like a normal like dining set, and I'm like, she's a single girl or woman, and
she's never there.
She's never there. She wouldn't have a whole, like, an elaborate dining set, like, that has matching chairs and a matching table. She would have, like, you know, maybe enough for 4, and none of the chairs, you know, like, if you need more people than 4, then, yeah, you're going to have to go and grab your camping chair or grab something else. So the whole episode, or that whole scene, Mike is actually kind of like sitting here because he's on a makeshift camping chair, which I thought was delicious. I felt like, yeah, that's exactly what would happen if single Anna like gave a dinner party.
But she's probably never done. Yeah, right.
Amy? Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think she's been to plenty, and she's probably judged the crap out of plenty of dinner parties and thought, that's not what I would do, but she's, never done it.
And I guess it ends rather abruptly. It was supposed to be kind of also not only a professional thing, but also a personal thing, sort of a Amy party.
Yes,
for their 1-year anniversary. And she's like, oh, I don't celebrate these kinds of things.
No, forget that.
But she's totally clueless, like, how long they've been together.
Yeah, has no idea. And you know, it's funny because really, you know, we don't really keep that good of tabs of how long they've been together either. So when they said a year, I was like, oh my gosh, that can add so much to where they've been, and he's been around like for a year, and she just totally didn't realize. But you know, the good thing is, you know, Ed, played by Zach Woods, is also a workaholic to an extent. So I can only imagine that it flew by for him too.
When you're having fun, right?
Yeah. Well, we can presume.
And you guys get to go to England. That was the last episode,
yes,
right?
That's the last one we've seen. Yeah.
So you get to try out your English accent there too.
Yes, that was definitely, I feel, a gift from our writers. I love doing dialects, and I'm kind of like a little annoying toddler when it comes to doing dialects. So I would always kind of put it on. If it came into conversation or something with our writers, and eventually people, you know, you would come in and be like, Anna, come here, do it, and I would happily oblige and, you know, speak completely in my British dialect, and so then they came up with the reason to use it. So I'm like, all right, thank you.
And what's your inspiration for that?
What's
for that accent? Where
well, that one we actually had to decide that, you know, Amy's not an actress, and so she wouldn't presumably have like this drawer full of dialects to choose from.
Right.
So, yeah, in our heads,
because you'd have to be associating with the normals to be able to pull that out, right?
Exactly. She'd have to have like other talents. So we figured that that's just something that she probably watched plenty of Upstairs, Downstairs, and plenty of Regency dramas, and
there you go.
you know, and I also in our heads, she studied abroad in undergrad in England, so that's where we imagined it came up. That's why we went for the whole, like, you know, the lady, like, you know, McClintock, blah blah blah, you know, very very posh. That's where we went with her.
Has it been fun doing? I mean, 10 episodes this year.
Yes.
So I mean, a little longer stretch, a little more time to kind of stretch the storylines, right?
Always. I mean, it's second season we had 10, and this third season we had 10, and it's, I don't know, I'd be happy if it was all year. Like, it's
20,
so much. Oh my God.
Can you imagine 22 episodes of Veep?
And that's the thing. I can't imagine. I know plenty of people. I can imagine having fun that much. Like, I can imagine, like, this is the best job. Like, I love my job, and so I can absolutely entertain the idea of doing more of this job I love. But yeah, as far as just like the hours go, I'm always just because I haven't done a series regular on a network TV show, I've never personally experienced the 22 episode season. So yeah, I'm always kind of in awe when I meet a colleague who that's what they do, and I'm like, God, how do you do that?
Especially, and you have a 10.5-month-old child to take care of too. That would be, I imagine that was a challenge, like this
definitely
season, right?
I mean, definitely a challenge, but you know, I always say it wasn't simple, but you know, it certainly was a challenge, but it beats a law firm, you know, where I'd have to leave at 7 a.m. and get back at 10 p.m. and never see her, and we have long hours like that, but I get to bring her with me to set. And everyone was so welcoming, and really a baby's also a morale boost. So like on a really hard day when it's like everybody's been working a long day, it's nice to see a baby smile. So I realized that was that she was a welcome addition to the set very quickly.
And in between all this, you managed to work in 4 episodes on Hannibal.
We filmed. We filmed them kind of together. So when you say 4 episodes, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
But it felt for me like 2. But yes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
which is a little change of pace.
A total change of pace, and I relish those opportunities to go completely in the other direction, because that's just the kind of gal I am. I like to stretch a lot. So yeah, I was thrilled when I read the episode for this last season that Brian had concocted, and that I'd have to tackle all of those things, and I wanted to be really respectful and kind of clean in the performance. I didn't want it to be all about how sad she was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she definitely was, but she's also survived for this long in these horrible conditions. So like, how did she do that? And there has to be a level of detachment. It was really nice to think of things that way, and it's totally fun to get a script and be like, oh, I'm going to shoot my friend Raoul in the face. Like, that's crazy. So I texted him right away. I'm like, guess what I get to do? So that was fun.
And it was originally the character supposed to die, right?
Yeah, I think Brian said that. Yeah. Originally that was going to be her only episode, and then when I got to set. And that was like the week I found out that I was pregnant as well. So,
wow.
Yeah, I like showed up kind of like, whoa, this job is happening, and I didn't really, it was all very quick. And yeah, Brian was like, oh, we're gonna have you back, and I'm like, okay, but this and he's like, oh, come on, like, nothing's set in stone on Hannibal, I guess. Just because it looks like someone's getting the axe doesn't mean they are, I suppose. That's the little lesson I got.
That's good, right?
Nice lesson. Yeah.
What should any little teasers for the last 3 episodes of Veep?
Oy.
Is this going to? I would imagine that the campaign will be continuing.
Yeah, that was the you kind of took the words out of my mouth.
It's a long thing. It's a long thing to run for president.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll put it this way: by the end of this season, we don't know which way the wind is blowing, really. And I say that even as an audience member, and as an actor, I'm like, what? You really can't tell where the campaign's headed. So that's great, because it's all going to be a nice surprise for us when we start up the 4th season.
Yeah,
so much fun.
Where there was that little glimmer mid-season that Selena was going to hire a different campaign manager, and everybody was going to be gone. Do you think that would have been beneficial for her in the long run?
I do. I do. Like, really, as an audience member reading that, I was like, she's got to go with the best campaign manager. I was like, I'm reading. I'm like, yeah, go with this guy. He's great. He's secured victories for so and so. Yeah, like, go with him. He knows what he's doing.
As much as we love these characters.
And then I read that, and I'm like, oh wait, maybe you should go with the guy with equal experience and equal success in his career, but someone who has a different strategy, just to keep us all around. But yeah, you can't blame him for saying that. It's not like, again, it's a comedy, so like, it's not like we're all really good at our jobs.
Well, that's the thing. Could she ever really succeed? Could they change the title of the show to POTUS someday?
I wonder. Anything's possible, I suppose. So like, why? I think maybe the theme is just, it's like crazier things have happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like,
you look at some of the people
put their
who
finger
have
in the
been
wind
elected.
at the beginning of any campaign, and they think they know that they've got it. Oh, this is how it's going to end up in 14 months or whatever. And it's always different, and like, different things always pop up, and plenty of hilarity always pops up in an actual campaign. So I'm sure we've still got all of that to go.
plenty of hilarity pops up in people who are actually elected too. So
exactly
why not
right.
Selena?
No, why not? Oh, must be Selena.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for dropping by. It's been great talking to you.
Thanks.
Congratulations on the continued success of the show.
Thank you so much. We love it.
And for more television coverage, go to latimes.com. Thanks for watching.